I want to share with you 3 inspirational quotes to inspire you this morning, to lift you up this morning. The first quote is this: hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Let me say that again. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. That quote is powerful, but it basically means that those who have talent are not always the best. It's those who put in the work, and maybe someone that's less talented, but they have a better work ethic. They can refine their skills. They can build their craft. They can accomplish more than the person that's born talented. The person born with 40% talent, but has a growth mindset and is constantly learning, can beat the person who has 90% born with talent, but doesn't develop and work hard on their craft. So I just want to encourage you that, you might feel behind in life, but hard work can make up for the missed opportunities and make up for a lot of things. So that's the first quote. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath doing shoulders today. Second quote is this: he who sweats more in training bleeds less in war. He who sweats more in training bleeds less in war. You see, the more effort you put in the practice, in the sweat, in the training, the less you're going to get hurt during the time of war. This talks about the dark work. The work that's that's done in the dark is actually what builds you for the war in the light. What you do in private will always translate to how you live in public. So what this is talking about is also spiritual war. If you sweat more in your training, if you put in more time in your word, if you're spending more time with God, if you're seeking his face early, if you're going to bed and you're reading the word before bed, if you're in the training ground where it's not always the fun part, right? Training's not always fun. Sometimes it feels like work. Sometimes it feels difficult, but you have to push through. And if you sweat more in training, you put more work in training, the time comes for the war, the spiritual battles, the trials. Guys, you're going to bleed less. You're going to bleed less because you're going to know how to combat the enemy. You're going to have the tips and tricks and tactics. You're going to be ready for it. So imagine the military enlisted people and did not send anyone to boot camp, but threw them on the front lines. They didn't know how to load a weapon. They didn't know how to cock the gun. They didn't know how to look down the scope. They didn't know how to reload. And they said, I want you to go and I want you to fight against this other country. Well, we are toast because you need to learn all those skills. And you need to work in training if you're going to be effective in the battle time. So my question to you is, are you practicing in training? Are you practicing in your training, in your faith, in your life, in every area? Third quote is this. Are you ready for this one? I love this one. It's by Bruce Lee. He says, I do not fear the man who has practiced 1,000 different kicks. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 1,000 times. He said, I don't fear the man who can do the roundhouse kick, the sweep kick, the up kick, the down kick, all the cool, stylistic, fancy kicks. I don't fear that person because they're not really great at anyone. I fear the person who has one kick, one simple move that has been so mastered that when that kick comes in contact with a human body, man, that person is toast. That person is knocked out because he's mastered that one kick. Guys, that quote shows us that in the battles we fight, in our spiritual life, in our everyday life, we don't need to try to master everything. We have to just be good at one thing. We have to really just put our energy into one thing. Like for me, for example, right? My gift from God, and I know it, is speaking. I love to speak. God's used me. I've impacted many people with my voice, okay? That's the thing I want to master in my life. I want to master using my voice for God and teaching the word. That's what I love to do. So if I master that one kick, man, I can knock down the enemy. I can save people. Well, not me, but the Lord can save people through me. Right? I can bring people hope. But if I try to master something like the trombone, or if I try to master, I don't know, carpentry, right? Maybe I could get good at it, but it's not something that would really be a wise time investment with my life because it's not my calling. Okay, I've pretty much mastered landscaping. I mean, that's what I do for a career as well. But for me to go into a new trade and try to learn something completely new and neglect the one kick that I'm good at and try to learn carpentry, try to learn this, try to learn scuba diving, try to learn this and this, and I try to learn like 10 different trades, I'm not going to be really effective or make a huge impact in one of those trades. So God is saying through Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee is saying, but I believe God can speak through people. Bruce Lee is saying, hey, find the one thing and master that. Find the one move and master that. Maybe your one kick is prayer. Just master prayer. Get involved in prayer. Focus on repetitious prayer and just getting focused on one thing in your life. That one skill, that one gift, that one, thing that God's put on your heart, that one goal, that one dream, that one ambition. You see, so many people, they're scattered. They're trying to do this, they're trying to do that, and they have nothing that they're actually focused on and consistent in for a long period of time, and they can't bear any fruit. How long does it take for a tree when it's planted as a little sapling to grow? It takes a long time. But if you keep uprooting that plant and replanting it in different places, it's not going to ever grow deep roots. Guys, stay planted where God has you and keep focused on your mission. Define your mission. Spend some time alone with God and say, God, what is my mission? What is my vision? Lord, what do you want me to do for you? And he will show you, guys. These 3 quotes are really powerful. I challenge you to just focus on one of these 3 quotes and just meditate on it throughout the day and think about how it can apply to your life, to your spiritual life, and God bless. See ya.